Okay, so I keep seeing more people hop on. Awesome. So basically, what a power hour is it's an hour of focused time. Okay, so for someone who has a crazy lifestyle, like you've got young children or you have a full-time job or whatever, you have to have a specific set of time where you can sit down and 100% focus for an hour. Now, if you have young children, you're probably laughing at me, and I totally get it, because there's no way you get, unless they're like Tenley today, she slept for like 2.5 hours. It was like awesome. But, usually they're up within, 15 minutes when you first put them down. You can break this power hour up into 5 different 10-minute increments, okay? But it has to be focused time, okay? And as soon as you start drifting to the newsfeed, that's a huge sign that you need to get up and walk around, okay? That was always like my trigger, that I was like, okay, if I like get distracted by a notification from Facebook, or I'm drifting in to be like, oh, what's Zach doing? Because I see it in the news feed, then I have to get up and walk around. There are things that if you search like kill Facebook newsfeed on Google, it's something that you can set up. It's like a plugin for your computer that it will literally wipe out your newsfeed and take away that distraction. Obviously, you'll still have it on your phone for those of you that love going through the newsfeed, so that it can be like a reward for you. Once you get your work done, you can be like, all right, I'm going to sit on my phone and just, mindlessly scroll through Facebook. But when you're working, no Facebook newsfeed scrolling, okay? Now, the way that I'm going to have this set up, and you guys all saw the Power Hour list that I had, but what I want to do is I'm going to talk about it and kind of show you, like screen share for 5 minutes, and then we're going to sit down for 5 minutes and actually do it. You're actually going to apply it for the first, let me see, we're going to do inviting, we're going to be doing follow-ups, we're going to be adding people to our networks, and then the liking and commenting on our top coaching challenge group prospect things. Okay, the rest, like checking into Facebook groups and responding to messages, you guys know how to do that. You know that what groups or message threads I've added you into. Obviously, those are important and they should be done, but it should not be your top priority. You have to be doing the business building techniques at the beginning part of your power hour or your work, because sometimes, let's face it, life happens and you're not able to get some things done. These things you have to get done in order, obviously the first 3, in order to move your business forward, okay? And then the last one on there that says like and comment on challenge group or coaching prospects, that's also super important, and I'll get into that when we get there. But why you want to do that is because you're building relationships with them. And I have it at the end because that's when you're like, I don't know about you guys, but when you're racing against a clock and you're like, all right, I got 10 minutes left in this hour, I can do this. I put it there so that you are like pushing and really focusing and reaching out to those people and connecting with them. So I was very strategic about the way that I have this list. Okay, so don't touch the list. But anyways, I'm going to go over inviting at least 3 people first. Okay, you guys ready for this? And I have notes too, so I want to make sure that I don't miss them. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. Okay, so this is inviting people to a challenge group or to coaching or something. And you know that we have coaching opportunity backstage passes. I'm going to get back into doing coaching calls once a month or once every couple months for you guys to invite. So keep your eyes open. But we do have a backstage pass happening, I believe February 1st, if I'm correct. And so what you want to do is you always want to have something on your page that has people that you can respond to. Okay, so for me, this post was just a normal post that I put up, just sharing my results from Hammer and Chisel. You're all doing a program, share your results. And it doesn't have to be the total end, and it doesn't even have to be a before and after. You could share that you're fitting into a pair of jeans that you haven't fit into in a while, or a top that usually was tight on you is huge on you, or whatever. You're able to share those progress, or maybe your skin's clearing up, sharing that stuff with people. And then the people who like and comment on it, okay? This gives me, even though it's not a challenge group post, it gives me a chance to go back and say, okay, and I've never had people share my results. This was like crazy. I was like, wait a second, which I love it, but I was like, whoa, that's crazy to me. But go through and this is not normal, guys. I don't usually have 700 likes on stuff. I get like maybe 50 to 100, and I had to build that up. If I go back 4 or 5 years and look at my posts, I had like 1 or 2. Okay. So it's just progress. It moves forward. But you'll look at the people who liked it. Okay. And say that, I look through this list, and I hope it's going to be super slow, and say there's someone who I notice is not a coach. For me, I'm thinking these are mostly coaches. This was my realtor, or not my realtor, helped us with our loans for our house. And so I know she's not a coach. So I would message her, say I didn't know her. And I would message her and say, hey, thank you so much for the support on my challenge group post, or on my before and after post. Are you interested in hearing about Hammer and Chisel? Or something like that. That's an invite right there, because you're exposing someone to something. Or, one of the things that I did with my Push to Diamond group is we did, hey, or we put a post up, and I'm going to challenge you all to do this today too, okay? You put up and you say, what do you struggle with more, nutrition or fitness? That's it. That's all you put. No picture, nothing else. What do you struggle with more, nutrition or fitness? Okay, so when you go and do that, so I did it on my like page. This is a while ago. Let's see. And I went through, if I can find it. Here we go. Okay. What do you struggle with more, nutrition or fitness? That's all I put. Now I went back and I messaged the people who I don't personally know, and I know is not working with a coach. If I see, okay, Kendra Payne has 6 mutual friends, I'm not going to message her, because I know that she's probably a coach. You guys are lucky. You probably don't have that problem right now. The people who are going to be commenting are people that are not working with coaches. But you go through whoever messaged or said something in that post, and you say, hey, I saw that you commented on that post. I struggle with nutrition too, but I finally got a good grasp on it. Would you want me to share my tips with you? Or I struggle with fitting in my fitness too, but I finally got a grasp on it. Would you want me to share my tips with you? Those are counted as invites, okay, right there, because we're in a nutrition and fitness business. You don't have to actually say 21 Day Fix or Hammer and Chisel or size or whatever. You have to just say something like fitness or nutrition, okay? That's counted as an invite. So you want to be making sure that you're putting something up every single day that gives you a chance the next day to follow up with people. That has helped me so much. So I put up that post about the nutrition. I don't know where it went. Nutrition and fitness. I put it up on Thursday night. Friday, I was able to go through, and don't be distracted by the cute panda. If you want to watch that later, go to my like page. It's freaking adorable. And I was sad that only 10 people liked it. It was really cute. But you can go back and message those people, and that's counted as the invite. So you can knock out 5, 10 people, or 3 or 4, or however many people comment on that, like that. Okay. So maybe it doesn't take you 10 minutes to invite people, or maybe you're going to be doing more. Instead of inviting 3 people, you're going to invite 10. And that's just going to maximize your results. Okay. So you want to be very smart about what you're doing. Okay. So I want to make sure I have all my posts. Okay. So like I said, based off of the post that you put up the day before, what do you struggle with more? Challenge group posts. Okay. So you're not doing this every single day, but when you're putting a challenge group post up, you want to, the next day, follow up with the person, and you want to always comment back on that post. Say that Christine commented on my challenge group post. I would say, hey, Christine, I'm messaging you. Why? Because it pushes it into more people's news feeds when you comment back, because it's like Facebook counts it as like another person posting, and it informs Christine to look for a message from me, or if you're emailing them. Okay. Same thing with coaching post. Okay. You're not doing it every single day, but you want to have that to follow up with people the next day. And I would recommend a challenge group post twice a week and a coaching post twice a week. Okay. So it doesn't have to be both on the same day. Don't do it. Okay. Every other day. Or, we've had schedule set up, and you're going to find what works for you. But I've done, like a coaching post on Monday night and a challenge group post on Wednesday night, and then another coaching post on Thursday night, and then another challenge group post on Sunday night. It doesn't have to be like every single day, okay? Because you're going to be posting stuff like this, which do you struggle with more on those days that you're not doing a challenge group post or a coaching post, okay? Because it'll give you a chance to get responses. And like I said, by doing stuff like that, it's going to make it faster and easier for you to get through this power hour, okay? And also, you want to be doing, and this is another way to do it, something that engages people. So for me, poor Tenley had cradle cap, and poor thing yesterday, oh my God, I put so much coconut oil in her hair because everyone was saying coconut oil helped. She was like a grease ball. Like, we had her hair straight up in the, in a little faux hawk. But I was able to go back and message these people and say, thank you so much for giving me that information about getting rid of cradle cap. No, this is not counted as an invite, but it's counted as adding 5 people to your network. Okay, so when you're doing engaging posts on your profile page, you do not have to have a like page. I don't want you guys to think I'm saying get a like page, okay? You can do this on your profile page, okay? And just message the people. Maybe they're good friends of yours and you already know it. Or maybe you've turned, and I'd highly recommend this, turned your profile page into a public page, and then you can comment and like on the people who have shared it, or who have liked on it, or who have commented on it that you're not friends with, okay? For instance, my page is public. There's a lot of people that I'm not familiar with. And so that moves us into, and I'm going to skip around a little bit, guys, and go over these, and then we'll do the minutes in a row, okay? Let's see. So here it talks about your follow-ups, okay? So you're inviting 3 people every single day, exactly what we were talking about in the first thing, right? So you're inviting 3 people every single day. When you're talking to people about challenge groups and coaching, when you follow up with them the next day or the next couple days, that counts. Now, you're not going to have people that you're following up with every single day. I would recommend having a method to this madness, okay? So have an Excel sheet. I track everyone on this, okay? So this is for my post-baby weight loss group. I track every person's name on there. When I talk to them, I keep it simple, their email address, the date, where we talked, what I'd sent them to, if they were ready or not, when I followed up with them. It's nothing organized, guys, but it works for me. And the reason that you want to do that is then on, maybe every other day or 3 days a week, I do Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I'm following up with those people. So I'm not following up with people Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Damn, you'd go crazy. You would go crazy. Do it on certain days. Maybe you want to do the opposite, and it's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. I don't care. Whatever works for you, whenever you have more time in your schedule. But if you track people according to the Excel sheets, so I have that, and I also have coaching stuff, okay? And why I do that is then it's easier for me to get through that follow-up, okay? Because I can very quickly look through who haven't I followed up with in a while. And I can send a message engaging them, something that we had talked about before. Don't just say, hey, are you interested in the challenge group? I haven't heard from you. You want to say like, hey, I just wanted to check in on you and see how the baby is. I'm getting ready to close up my post-baby weight loss group. And I know we had talked about getting into it. Are you still interested? I have a spot open for you. I'd love to work with you. Let me know, and just leave it like that. And you can just copy and paste or the same post, but then make it personal to that person. Okay. So that's how to follow up with people. Now, adding 5 people to the network. This is a big one. This is one where people get really confused and overwhelmed, and me too. Okay. So I'm going to go through and show you guys how to do this, and then we're going to actually do it. So a couple of different ways. Like I said before, if you turn your profile page into a public profile page, and I know people have kids, you can hide your pictures from people, okay? I promise. There's ways to have settings set up so you don't have to have these people that you don't know seeing pictures of your babies. But say that I didn't know, let's see. Say I went to a post that I put up, and I look at the people who had liked it, and I'm like, okay, let's see. And I'm going to be friends with all these people, and it's going to be a really bad example. But say, oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So Bianca Evich, I don't know how to say her last name, but because I'm friends with Kelsey Shackley, she saw my post, so she liked it. So I would message Bianca, and just message her. And I would say, and Kelsey Shackley is a coach, so I would not do this if it's a mutual friend that's a coach, okay? So I'm not really going to send this message. Say it's someone who you went to high school with. I would say, hey, Bianca, I saw that you had commented on my post of me and my baby. I thank you so much for the support. Do you have children as well? Or, she has pictures in her, or babies in her picture. So I'd say, your kids are so cute. How old are your kids? ? Just engage them. Okay. And that's counted as adding to your network. Super easy to do that. When you have a public profile, you can look every single day on that. The other thing is interest. Okay. So say that you're gluten-free. Okay. You can just search gluten-free and look at groups. Okay, so hopefully you guys saw what I did. I just typed in gluten-free, and as soon as you type in whatever topic you're thinking about, or we could even do, let's see, The Bachelor. Yes, Tenley's name came from The Bachelor in Paradise. I said it. Okay, so you see up here, it says groups. Okay, so I'm going to join this group that has 2,894 members in it, and I'm going to join. Okay. Now, some of my coaches have already joined groups of this, like Jen Hepka. Christy Williams is a buddy of mine. Let's see. I can see other people who are doing this technique. So maybe you're into knitting, or maybe you're into yoga, or maybe you're into dairy-free, or, think of different hobbies or, things that interest you. There are groups for them. Okay, and join them. I met some of my awesome coaches in a mommy's group we did from the bump. We all got to go through pregnancy together, and now a couple of them are coaches on our team. And we were able to build relationships through that group because we were going through something. So when you're in that group, don't ever post about the opportunity. Don't say, hey, I have a challenge group coming up and who would be interested? No. Or my coach is hosting a coaching opportunity thing, blah, 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 blah. No, you have to build relationships with those people. When you're in that group, you're commenting, you're liking on other people's stuff, you're engaging with them. So you're seeing, it's kind of like dating. You're seeing if you can get along, right? And when you're doing that, you're building that relationship. And when you find someone that you like, you message them. Like, for instance, Christine and I met in the mommy group. And I was like, she's adorable, and so I had added her as a friend, and we messaged back and forth a couple times. And then, just after she had her baby, that's when she decided to do the 21-day fix. So we had known each other for quite some time before. Okay, so you want to be building relationships and not go in thinking, oh, I'm going to find challengers or coaches in there. You're just finding people who you could become friends with. Okay, so it's not icky. The other thing is making your Facebook page public. I said suggested friends. Okay, so, and I don't even remember where it pops up, but you guys have probably seen where it tells you suggested friends. Usually when it pops up, you can just message those people and say something like, hey, how do you know so-and-so? She rocks. Or, hey, I saw that you're mutual friends with Zach. How do you guys know each other? And just send a message and just build the conversation from there. You can usually tell within a couple minutes whether or not you jive with someone. Like if someone comments back and it's like a one-word answer for me, I like to talk, obviously. I'm like, yeah, it's not going to work out. Or like they just say something weird. I'm like, no. But if it's someone who I'm like, we're going back and forth, we're having a good conversation throughout a couple days. Okay, this doesn't have to be right then I know that I want to be friends with that person and I'll add them as a friend. Okay. The next thing is the Facebook search bar. Okay. So you type in friends of friends that live in Sylvania, Ohio. Okay. So you can look at this and you see, okay, so obviously my husband lives in Sylvania, Ohio, right? Let's see. Jeremy Bout. I don't even know how to say the last name. Okay, so we're not friends. And you search through, and I'm sure there's people, yeah, we're not friends. And I would go through, we're not friends, people who I'm not friends with on there. And I would just message them the same way that you would do with suggested friends. Because if they're friends of friends, you know, they're going to have a couple friends who are having common, you know. So you say, hey, I saw that you are mutual friends with Kirk. How do you know Kirk? You know, and go that way. Okay, it's a good way to get a couple people in. And then the last thing is the Pinterest thing. And this is new, okay? This is new. But what I'm going to start doing tomorrow, and you guys feel free to do it too. You've probably all seen the Pinterest video where I walk through and show, but I'm going to do it real quick and say that I go onto Pinterest and I search a certain topic. So say I was searching postpartum workouts, okay? I'd go on there. I find how to get rid of the mom pooch, and I click on that. Let's see if it's been shared. Okay, so it's been shared 8,273 times. Damn. Okay, so I look at that. Where is it? You click on the little pin thing, and you can see who has repinned it. And say I click on this. I want to make sure I find someone who has a link to Facebook. I clicked on all of these boards, okay? And this is where it's a couple steps. But say I click on Alicia Michael Ramy. Oh, yay, she's linked to Facebook. Okay. And we go here. You guys have seen this, and there's a slower video on YouTube of how to do this. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm sending her a friend request. And then I'm messaging her something like, hey, Alicia, I saw that, hopefully I'm saying that right. I saw that you are on Pinterest, we're pinning some postpartum workouts. I just had my baby 10 and a half weeks ago, and I'm looking for other mommies to connect with to get myself back into shape. Would you be interested? Something super simple, okay? Now, if you guys have noticed this is why I'm going over this, okay? Something has changed. There is this message request thingy up here, okay? So what happens is if you go on and you message that person, it's going to go straight into their message requests. This is when you need to track the people, okay? I would only do 2 or 3 a day. Don't go crazy and do like 10, 15. Do 2 or 3 a day with this method. Add them as a friend, watch for 2 or 3 days if they add you back, and resend the message. Because what happens is that message from the message request gets moved into your message thread. Okay, and now you guys know why it takes me a while to get back to you if you message me on Facebook, because I went through earlier and had like 99 plus messages, and now I have 56. But so email me. But like I'm saying, track to see if they accept your friend request, because then you can get it into their inbox folder. If they don't accept it within 2 or 3 days, cancel it, okay? And the reason I'm telling you this is Facebook has like a Facebook jail. If you add too many people as friends and they don't accept it, they will block you from adding anyone, and you don't want that to happen, okay? So those are a couple different ways to add to your network. Now we're going to go for 5 minutes, and I want you guys to invite, okay? So we're going to go back to invite at least 3. So do you remember what we did for invite? We're, which do you struggle with, nutrition or fitness? So everyone put up that post. And then look at your other posts that you've put up and message 3 people from them, okay? So I'm setting my timer. We're going for 3 minutes. And I'm going to stop my sharing. All right? So I should see everyone nice and focused. And I will be focused in a second. I have to turn my timer on. Alrighty. Oh, and guys, if you have any questions, unmute yourself, and we can kind of go over it. Oh, I should probably mute myself. Sorry, guys. All right, I wanted to share something with you guys, and I didn't remember that I was muted. Okay, so this girl on my like page had asked what equipment Hammer and Chisel has. Okay, so she had commented on my picture, my before and after. So I want to show you the message that I send. I usually say, I saw you commented on my post and wanted to say thanks for the support. So with the Hammer and Chisel equipment, you need some weights and either a bench or exercise ball. Do you usually work out at home? Always end with a question. Okay, that was my point. Now I'll let you get back to work. Alrighty, so our 5 minutes are up. Now we're gonna move on, and you would do this for 10 minutes, okay? This is mini power hour, okay? The next is your follow-ups, okay? So we're gonna go for 5 minutes for follow-ups. So these are people who you have already started a conversation with, either about a challenge group or coaching or just messaging, okay? That would just be in your messages. All right, 5 minutes. All right, our 5 minutes are up. It's crazy how fast it goes, right? So you would do that for 10 minutes as well. Now, something I want to make sure I mention to you guys is what I would recommend doing, and you guys have probably noticed when I do challenge group posts or coaching posts, I always ask for their email addresses. I say, comment below with your email address or email me at blah, blah, blah. I would open up an email that is just specifically for your customers or your coaching prospects, okay? Like I have meganwazinski.com. Then if you're a coach, I direct you to megkozlowski19@gmail.com. So I keep those two things separate because when I sit down to do my power hour, instead of being totally thrown off with Facebook, I can just go straight into my email address or my email for my follow-up section of the power hour and knock it out super fast. Because when you open up your power hour right there, you could do your follow-ups and have everything right there because you have your Excel sheet that's tracking up the people you need to follow up with and their email addresses. Just a suggestion. It took me a long time to get to this. Janelle told me to do it several years ago, and I was like, I'm fine on Facebook until after having Tenley. I was like, I'm so glad that I started doing the email addresses because then I can get everything done super fast. Just a suggestion. Now, the add 5 people to your network. This is the last section we're going to do until I explain how to like and comment on coaching prospects pages, and then we'll be done. Okay, so 5 minutes to add people to your network. Now, remember, we had the Facebook search bar, or you can do suggested friends or whatever. Okay, it's totally up to you. So I'm going to turn off and go to work. Alrighty, guys, that was the last minute for this little section. And you would also do that for 10 minutes. Now, the last thing I want to go over is how to add people to lists. Okay, so say that you're talking to people about, which you should be, about challenge groups and about coaching, and they say no, okay, or not right now. That's what that means to us. Most people, I had a lot of people when I did my postpartum group in January that were like, oh no, I don't want to do it. And then they're happening the February one because they're seeing how awesome my challengers are doing, because I'm posting about it. Make sure you're posting about that. And, inviting them to see things about like what we're doing in our groups. So what you want to do is when they say no, or, not right now or whatever, you want to create a list on Facebook that you can follow up with those people and engage in them. What happens from a technical point is when, say that I'm engaging with Jamie a lot, I'm looking at her posts and I'm liking and commenting on them. Not every single day, not every single post, because that's creepy. But, just engaging with them every couple times a week. What that does is Facebook sees that you guys are engaging with each other. So when you post, Jamie's going to see more of my posts. Okay, so if I put up a coaching opportunity post, or if I'm posting about my challengers, and this is someone who I would love to work with, but it's not the right time, and they keep seeing that, you're talking about your challenge group, eventually they're going to want to be a part of it. Because we all know if you go to the gym, you have no one that's checking in on you in the gym. But if you have a challenge group, you have a group of people who are helping you. So you have to show people that environment on your page, and then they're going to eventually want to be a part of it. So how do you create these lists? Now, what I do, and I haven't done this in a while, and because of you guys, I'm going to start doing it again. What you do is you go to your news feed. Okay, so just click home, and it would pop up your news feed. And you scroll down to friends, okay? Now, if you kind of go over friends and click more, I don't think you can do this from your phone. You click more, and you click create list, okay? So I had a couple lists that I was using before. And say I created January coaching prospects. Okay, and we're just gonna add my husband in here, okay? So say that Kirk was one of my top coaching prospects. I would add Kirk into this list, and what happens is it opens it up, and now I'm going to see everything that Kirk posts, okay? So if you add in 3 or 4 people, instead of having to go to their page, you can just click on this list. So where you would go is you would go back to friends and click more, and you see January coaching prospects. You have them all right there, okay? And what that would do is you would just click that every single day during that part of the 10 minutes of your power hour that you're trying to knock out. And you would just click, okay, of course he'd be posting about Detroit Tiger stuff. So I would like and comment on it. And then he posts about my baby. So like and comment, and just go through and do a couple different ones. Okay. Man, he's boring. He doesn't have very many posts. Then you would create one for, let's go back to friends, create list, January challenge group prospects, okay? So you'd go on there and say, I added my husband in there, okay? And these are people who had been on your list. You would go through and like and comment on their stuff. Do you know how fast you can knock that out? So super fast. And that's helping them see that you're engaging in their posts and that you weren't just trying to sell them, because that's not what we're trying to do. We actually want to help these people. So when they see that you're liking and commenting, it's saving you time from having to actually think, okay, so who would I talk to about a challenge group? Just go into that list and engage with them. Okay. And that's the last section of this power hour. So I want to really, really emphasize that if you do all of these things, let me share my screen for this. So if you do all of these things, you spend the 10 minutes inviting at least 3 people. Okay. And in 10 minutes, you can invite a lot more than 3 people. Okay. And follow up with people for 10 minutes and add 5 people to the network for 10 minutes. And you can do more if you want. and checking into your groups and responding to messages and liking and commenting on coaching and challenge group prospects. If you do this and nothing more besides, wait, let me say this with an asterisk, Shakeology, working out, and personal development. You should have to do those, or not have to, but you should be doing those every single day, no matter what. Okay. So why is that doing that? That's weird. Maybe someone's drawing on it. I don't know. But
I did it by accident.
Oh, that's okay. I was like, I thought like there was a ghost or something in my house. I'm like, how is this happening right now? That's okay. But if you guys do all of this stuff, and then your Shakeology and your workouts and your posts on your face page and your personal development, you're going to see a huge boom in your business. Okay. You don't have to do anything that's not one of those things. Okay. I think sometimes we think, oh my God, Melanie Mitro is doing a blog, so I should be doing a blog. Or Meg's doing Pinterest, so I should be doing Pinterest. I need to set up a Pinterest board. No. Okay. Keep it simple. Keep it super, 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 super simple, you guys. Make sure you listen to the National Wake Up Call today with Amy Silverman. She talks about that. Getting just the basic things down and repeating them over and over and over again. If you want to move faster, make that invite section 20 minutes, okay? Or do 2 power hours in a day, or do 3 power hours in a day that are just split up. Don't do them in a row. But say that you do one at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then one at 12, and then one at 9 at night, okay? You can split it up. You're going to see more results because you're talking to more people. That's it. That's how you see these people take off with their businesses, because they're talking to more people. It's nothing that you can't do. It just takes time and focus and discipline. That's it. Okay. Take it from me. I had no idea what I was doing in this business. And then the minute that I started doing this stuff and putting the time and focus and discipline in, my business grew like crazy. Okay. So do we have any questions? I'm going to stop the recording.